Goodnight barn was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1974. It was a concern of the community to preserve the history of Charles Goodnight and preserve the barn. In 1994, the community got together and did the first preservation to secure the building by replacing the roof. In 2004, the City of Pueblo, along with these partners, purchased the property and has begun the preservation of the barn. In 2002, the Colorado Preservation, Inc. listed the Goodnight barn on the most endangered places. By listing the barn, this brought attention to this resource and gave the community the hope it needed to preserve the barn, to bring it into a better condition that it is right now.
We founded the committee first, and that was founded about 4.5 years ago. And it was founded to bring awareness to the condition of the barn. It had been started and stopped many times, and this time we decided we were going to follow through and see it finished. The Goodnight Barn Preservation, Inc. was started about 2 years ago, getting our 501c3 in the fastest time I've ever seen. I'm a retired paralegal and I know how long that usually takes. We are now able to fundraise and people can use it as a tax deduction. And the committee actually puts on the fundraisers and the 501c3 does the large fundraising with grants.
Through a grant from the State Historical Fund, we were able to take the next step and find out what we needed for the barn restoration. We did some ground penetrating to find out old foundations of walls. We also did a historical structural assessment. This allowed us to find out what the next steps were. The emergency stabilization was needed to hold up the barn. The initial studies found that one of the walls were falling and failing. The west wall of the building is leaning, so we had to brace up the structure to prevent that from falling and collapsing.
Charles Goodnight was the father of cattle drives. He and Oliver Loving formed a partnership bringing cattle over the Goodnight Loving Trail from over Raton Pass and into Colorado up to the gold mines. He was one of the first to do this, and he settled in the Rock Canyon Ranch area because he saw this area as being the perfect place for his cattle, being surrounded by bluffs and watered, and it was the perfect setting.
Since the announcement of the restoration of the barn, we have received a lot of interest from the community, and a stakeholder group was formed, which comprised of the City of Pueblo, the County of Pueblo. We had the state parks, which is surrounding the barn property. We also had interested groups like called the Goodnight Barn Preservation Committee. They were a big part in getting the outreach for the project. Really brought the project to the public eye. Some of the other stakeholders involved and funding sources were the Bob Johnston Foundation, the El Pomar Foundation, Gates Foundation, and the Gersick Foundation, a local organization.
The end result of this barn restoration is to make it into an interpretive Western Heritage Center. This barn has been standing for 140 plus years, and with the help of the community and the Goodnight Barn Preservation Committee, this barn will stand for 140 more.